Zoning, zoning, zoning. We are here tonight to provide you with information on why the zoning needs to be changed at the former Medfield State Hospital property. To better understand the reasoning behind the zoning, we're going to briefly review the master plan with you. You've heard the key drivers from Gil. Lucille Fisher and I are going to briefly review these key elements, and we'll touch on each area and their uses. So if you'll please refer to the map that was handed out. Hopefully most people have a copy. It's also on the board up here, same map. You'll note the orientation of Hospital Road. That is down to the bottom. To the south of Hospital Road is the famous sledding hill and an area set aside for recreation in the plan. For changes that will be discussed in the zoning at the special town meeting on November 18th, we're going to look at areas north of the Hospital Road. The green, which you've heard mentioned, is this area right here in the front of the property. It's the grand entrance to the property, the existing green. To the east is what we have called the Cottage Arboretum area, which is down here. The buildings shown in light yellow there are single-family and duplex homes proposed. They're on the smaller side, meant for downsizing or senior populations, and they're nestled among the beautiful specimen trees that are there. Further up, still on the east side, in the orange here are senior housing, CCRC, a continuing care retirement community. Remember, these are all proposed uses. In dark yellow, to the north, and also primarily on the west side, a little in the center, are a variety of housing types. Housing was our #1 use of these buildings, and most of these are reused buildings. Millennial, multifamily apartments, condos, 2 new buildings on the north side, right up top. Those 2 buildings take advantage of the views of the Charles River and can be sold at a higher price point. Again, something developers may want to see. We included a group home as well, shown in the rose color up top. And then anchoring the campus is our arts and cultural buildings. Arts and Cultural Center in the dark purple, Artists Live Workspace in the light purple, a little further down. We also have commercial space shown in this darker orange, primarily on the west side or in the center of the campus. And the north field, up top here, with views to Dover, has also been designated as open space. Lucille.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about this is my favorite element of the master plan, and it's called a sense of place, and I like to think of it as almost the soul of the master plan. The Medfield State Hospital land is probably the most beautiful land in Medfield, located right next to the Charles River. And throughout our meetings with the community over the years, the majority of you asked for a sense of place. A sense of place includes those characteristics that make a place special or unique, as well as to those that foster a sense of authentic human connection and belonging. This is what the proposed master plan for the state hospital provides. It provides a place where people can live, where they can work, and where they can play. So I would ask you to just use your imagination for a moment and consider that we'll start with people living up at the state hospital on the former state hospital land. The historic buildings are preserved as much as possible, and there's new buildings as well. And so you have seniors living there, families, millennials, you have people who may have challenges, who may be living in a group home. You really have a cross-section of all ages that will interact and form a community. In terms of work, it's a bustling community. And with that comes a need for maybe a place to have a cup of coffee, perhaps a restaurant overlooking the Charles. Can you imagine a wedding up there? Maybe a small grocery store to pick up that carton of milk you need. Gardeners to tend to the community gardens, caretakers, the cultural center greeters, artists, and ticket takers, staff at the community care retirement community, perhaps a daycare. In terms of playing, the open trails and the open space are available, and people are jogging and walking and snowshoeing in the winter, cross-country skiing, hiking. The cultural center will bring a hub of cultural activities, from plays to music to art galleries and much more. It's already begun. How many of you are going to attend the outdoor play on October 12th? Yay. But to accomplish this, to make this vision possible, we need to pass this zoning. And that's why we need you to vote on November 18th.
So the number one use up at the hospital will be housing. It is Medfield, and that was the results. The proposed primary use, in particular, were categories of housing that the community asked us to add. There are categories that are not currently, the needs that are not being currently met in town. The options include housing for seniors, millennials, and affordable housing requirements. The units keep the number of school-age children relatively low as well. So the total number of units, 312 to 355, is approximately 20% lower than the rejected DCAM proposal of 440. And that will be part of the proposal, and as well as public open space and paths. The proposed zoning is designed to preserve the open space, and that's a very important statement. Our surveys and public engagement showed us time and time again that open space was the most, and recreation should be placed at a premium. This map details our open space and access to it. The sidewalk system is shown in the red. It's a little faint, but, and the trails are highlighted and would remain.
So here you can see the open, in the green area. Let me be quick about it. I want to try to be quick. You have the Northfield. Brandy already went over there, but all the green areas are open space, and approximately 60% of the land would be open space. And I think that she pretty much already went over the different green areas, so I'm just going to leave it at that, with that statistic that 60% is open space.